One of the fastest growing and most popular areas to live outside of Houston is Montgomery County, Texas. Let me just tell you some things about Montgomery County, Texas and how it is growing and changing over the years. In 2000, Montgomery County had approximately 300,000 residents, but in 2010, they had 455,000, and they've almost doubled since 2012 because things have changed. Things are on the move. What do you think has brought this growth to Montgomery County? There are so many people who have come here from other states. Texas is a highly desired area compared to some other places, and for the most part, our housing is fairly reasonable. People like their big houses with their pickup truck in the driveway and everything else, and there's room for all that in Texas. So it's a good place to settle if you want your own space. There is, the county seat of Montgomery County is Conroe, Texas. And Conroe, honestly, in my opinion, when I first moved here, was kind of a nice little sleepy town, a lot of established people, and it is taking off with growth as well. So the population has risen from approximately 50,000 in 2010 to over 100,000 today. So in only 16 years, we have seen the population of Conroe double. Why is that? Because of some of the amenities that Conroe has. It's far enough away from Houston that you don't feel like you live in Houston, and it's on the path that gets you into Houston to work pretty darn easily. It's not far from the major airport at Bush Intercontinental. So there are a lot of pluses. Plus, it is the home of Lake Conroe and a lot of outdoor activities. There's some good restaurants along the way and in Conroe itself. There are some shopping centers that have popped up that are not malls or anything, but good places to go when you don't want to resort to your Amazon order. There's some movie theaters and things like that. So Conroe is a great place to to live and also to work. It does have a downtown with the courthouse, has the courthouse square, and so there's activity there. You'll find a lot of homes to charities. Like, for example, we have talked in the past on some of our YouTube videos about Abundant Hope Ranch. They are near there. And CASA, the court-appointed advocates for Montgomery County, they're all located in the Conroe area. So there are places there that have real meat to them and a real purpose in what they're doing. Because the growth in the county has changed so much, there have been a lot of master plan communities that are beginning to come on board. The Woodlands has been a master plan community for a little over 50 years, just south of Conroe, and in Montgomery County. But there are areas that are starting to develop where you'll have other neighborhoods like Creston and Two-Step and other areas that are really on the move right now for some of that. One of the things about Montgomery County is you can find affordable homes. You can find homes that are new construction that are specifically designed for those first-time buyers. And so it's a great place if you're starting out, you want to build some equity, you want to get rid of rent. Montgomery County is a good place to consider. The taxes are a little bit lower for the most part. You do have to watch in some of the new communities what the MUD tax rates are, because those can typically add quite a bit of tax to your burden, or burden to your tax, I guess I should say. But so just kind of be aware of what that is. If you ever need me to tell you about MUD taxes, I can tell you what that stands for. But basically your water is mud. That's a joke. Anyway, the surge in population was created partly because of all these people moving in, partly because companies are making home for the company in Montgomery County. For example, Exxon is right at the border, so to speak, of Harris and Montgomery County, and that brought in quite a few residents a few years ago. And so you're seeing that kind of thing develop. Different places are announcing we're relocating our company to the Conroe area, or relocating our company to the Woodlands area, or wherever they're going. And so there are companies making it home, not just for the people who are going to be living here, but for their offices as well. One of the things that has happened because of all this is the infrastructure had to be greatly improved. It is frustrating sometimes when you drive to be stuck in traffic because of the construction that's going on. It has to happen. We can't move the people without it. But in the meantime, while it's happening, it is very much more time on the road than you had hoped to spend. Let's just put it that way. I will tell you that Montgomery County is somewhat conservative in their political beliefs, but everyone is welcome here. People are friendly, and it's great to get to know new people. Your neighbors are friendly for the most part. I mean, you always have one odd duck out there, but it's really a great place to live. You might ask, what started the boom in Montgomery County? Master plan communities. 50 years ago, the boom was originally started by the Woodlands, and now there are others. The corporate offices that have moved their headquarters to Montgomery County. The high quality of both the public and the private schools. That is really a great reason to move here. The public schools are top-notch in most of Montgomery County, and certainly above a lot of the others in the area all throughout the county. The private schools are also superb, so whichever route you want to go, you won't be unhappy with that decision for your children. We've had good retail development. We have shopping corridors all along I-45 from the entrance of Montgomery County all the way until you get to Huntsville, Texas. And so the growth wave, as I mentioned, began in 2010 with the oil boom, mini oil boom, and the Exxon home office. But right now, it's just continuing to grow because people just find the amenities here so great, the housing affordable, and everything else that's going on. You know, one thing that happened too is during COVID, and people couldn't go to work, people started working remotely. So we had a lot of people, I myself included, clients that moved here from New York City, California, highly congested areas, because now their companies were saying, don't come to the office, you can work from home. And there's still a lot of people who are able just to work from home. So that has brought part of the boom in. And not only to Montgomery County, but lots of areas across the country that are similar. Magnolia, Willis, Porter are all growing significantly. And all of them have upper end homes, beautiful homes for executives, but they have those starter homes too if you're interested in just getting your equity started and start owning instead of renting. All that is available. In Montgomery County, we also have great hospital facilities. Just right at the intersection of I-45 and 242, there are 3 major hospitals: Houston Methodist, Texas Children's, and St. Luke's. Within the Woodlands, there's Memorial Hermann. In Conroe, there's a Conroe Regional Hospital that I think actually has another name now, but it's just right there. And then if you go just a little bit west on 242, we actually have a branch of MD Anderson for cancer treatments and things like that right here in Montgomery County. So opportunities to not have to go into Houston are available, but of course, if you need to, you will want to. Keep in mind, as I said, there are challenges. Roads, schools are being built. There's diversity coming in, which is a great thing. To see internationals and all come in and work together and to work to get their kids a good education and to work side by side at jobs has just been wonderful. So embrace the diversity that you'll find here. It's brought in some delicious restaurant choices that have come about, and oh my goodness, I can tell you about restaurants in a whole nother podcast. I think that as we go forward, you can really expect a lot of growth on the north side near Willis. Part of Willis does front Lake Conroe, and so that's an option, but Willis is a small country town that's not going to be small much longer, and it's a fun place to live. It's relaxing. It's everybody knows everybody still a little bit, and it's just a good place to be. And again, it's another place for affordable homes. If you head west of 45, you will find the Aggie Expressway that has been put in. It's right now, it's just a beautiful drive, especially this time of year. We happen to be beginning to get the bluebonnets and everything, so if you drive through there, it just catches your eye and it just makes your heart feel good. But it's going to be a good corridor toward A&M and Bryan College Station, that area. So there's also a little bit further west, State Highway 249 that would take you toward Austin and home of the Longhorns. I spoke up for the Aggies, so I got to speak for those Longhorns. And I have a son at both, or had sons at both, and so I am house divided. So you can expect growth in those areas to be coming quite rapidly. You'll see that grocery stores and all are already being built in those areas, so they're expecting that growth and they're getting ready for it. So obviously, Montgomery County is my home and I love it here. So if you have questions and would like to reach out, please do so. We love it here, and we sell in Montgomery County, Harris County, and all the areas around. So reach out to the hometown team if you have any questions or you need some help or if you just want information.